Someone might approach my sister while I'm away, a voice murmured, a note of concern underlying the words. The speaker, clearly burdened by responsibility, was trying to ensure the safety of their loved one. Come out, one of these guys should be enough to handle even an A-rank hunter, the voice continued, a sense of practicality evident in their tone. Won't you guys test 4 guards? A note of confusion entered the voice. Why are there only 3 of you? 2 more. I must have been unable to turn the last one into a shadow because he was stuck on the ceiling. The voice then shifted, a new plan taking shape. 2 of you guys go back. I'll also attach 2 more guards, so keep my sister safe. While I'm at it, should I try protecting the neighborhood as well? The voice mused, a new sense of purpose emerging. From this point forward, you guys are this neighborhood's watchmen, the voice declared, their tone taking on a commanding edge. Be careful not to get noticed by other people now. Then commence patrol. Even if a troublemaker were to appear, if they aren't on the level of a high-rank hunter, they won't be able to overcome my shadow soldiers. This should help the world run a bit more peacefully. The scene shifted, the focus moving to a different setting. Were you able to sleep well? A voice asked, their tone filled with concern. Yes, young man, another voice replied, a note of satisfaction in their tone. Motel facilities are pretty great these days. Stay there until we can find an office for the guild, the first voice replied, their tone practical. I was skeptical, but to actually turn down the Eugen Architecture's guild master position and come here. Still, I can't mock the guy who left because he liked me more. By the way, Kyung Nam, a voice interjected, a note of curiosity in their tone. What kind of business do you have at the World Tower this early? I'll be going, a voice mumbled in response, their tone filled with a sense of purpose. The scene shifted once again, this time to a place of danger and challenge. You have entered the Demon Castle dungeon. The difficulty will now increase dramatically, a voice announced, the words echoing with a sense of foreboding. So, I came prepared this time, the voice replied, a mix of determination and confidence in their tone. New items to protect me from the field's heat, a windrobe, and a nameless ring imbued with a water attribute, purchased from the hunter auction. My preparations are perfect. Suddenly, an announcement broke through the silence. A quest has arrived again, normal quest, collect demon souls, part 2. The monarch of the demons, Baran, is residing on the highest floor of the demon castle. Eliminate Baran and collect its soul. Quest completion requirement, defeat the demon king. Rewards, 1 highest quality rhinestone, -2 bonus stats, +30 to 3 hidden reward. The rewards are better than the last time. The highest quality runestone, Shadow Exchange, a job-specific skill, can be obtained by breaking the rune. The voice paused, considering the possibilities. A runestone that will grant me a job-specific skill. Shadow Extraction, Save Shadow, Domain of the Monarch. I've gained 3 job-specific skills so far. Each and every one of them has incredible effects. I'm looking forward to it. Floors 1 to 76 have been unlocked. Where would you like to go? A voice asked, their tone calm and neutral. 76, the voice replied, a sense of anticipation evident in their tone. The scene shifted once more, a new battle unfolding in the heart of the demon castle. You subdued a highest grade demon. You received 1700 EXP. You subdued an ancient demon. You received 2200 EXP. You subdued a highest grade demon. You received 1700 EXP. You created an ancient demon. What an amazing power. The words were both an announcement and an exclamation of disbelief. Even though he's holding the Orb of Avarice, his abilities should have been nerfed after becoming a shadow, a voice murmured, a mixture of concern and curiosity evident in their tone. The Orb of Avarice's size seems to change according to the user, another voice observed, their tone thoughtful. I should leave it for Tusk for the time being. Status, name, Sung Jin-Woo. Job, Shadow Monarch. Level 81. Title, The One Who Overcame Adversity, +1 more. HP, 24,406. MP, 5,019. Fatigue, 0. Strength, 186. Vitality, 145. Agility, 175. Intelligence, 189. AP, 126. Physical damage reduction, 46%. Passive skills, Unknown level max, Perseverance level 1, Advanced Dagger Arts level 2. Active skills, Spring level max, Vital Strike level max, Bloodlust level 1, Dagger Throw level 2, Stealth level 2, Dominator's Touch level 2. The speaker reeled off the statistics as if reading from a book, clearly impressed by the sheer power they represented. The scene changed again, the focus moving to a hospital room. How long have I been asleep? A voice asked, their tone filled with confusion. Emergency center. You've been asleep for 2 whole days, another voice replied, their tone calm and professional. I must have been exhausted, the first voice muttered. Did you discover anything from the tests? The voice then asked, their tone tinged with concern. Is there anyone close to you that's a hunter or has received an awakening? Why are you suddenly bringing up hunters? The other voice asked, clearly bewildered. Have you ever heard of eternal slumber? Eternal slumber, a sleep that one cannot wake from. Not only is the patient unable to wake up, but the patient also consumes their life force at an incredible rate and thus requires a life support machine that uses magical energy. Eternal slumber emerged after the appearance of gates and the illness took those who cannot afford the life support machine. The patients affected by the illness will consistently feel drowsy and eventually fall into a never-ending sleep. The voice paused, then continued. What does that have to do with hunters? Eternal slumber is deeply rooted with magical energy. There are some people who can't withstand magical energy by nature, and eternal slumber is just one of the illnesses that can develop due to long exposure to magical energy. You have to be careful with monster or mana crystals and people who emit magical energy. Considering how suddenly the symptoms appeared, there must be something that stimulated the president's condition. Is there someone in your family who is a hunter? Exposure to magical energy over a long period of time. As time moves forward, the use of magical energy continues to rise, and the people who emit magical energy are constantly increasing as well. For me to be unable to handle the magical energy in the current state of the world means I'm already falling behind. I am Young Han. I'm falling behind. I won't lose. I haven't lost yet, the first voice declared, filled with a renewed determination. The scene then shifted, the focus moving to a different location, a faraway island. At the same time, on one of Japan's islands, Hobok and succeeded in reaching the land without succumbing. Pesh sure is the best, Nogawa-san said, a contented tone in his voice. I'll leave the patrol to you today as well. A newcomer was mentioned. Is that a newcomer? Of course, came the reply. Yes, please look after him, he was told. Even though it may not seem like much, we must go on patrol every day and also memorize the village's faces. If a gate were to appear on a remote island such as this, we'd be in big trouble. We'd be overwhelmed if a dungeon break were to occur because we discovered it too late. That's why we must first quickly locate gates using a magical energy sensor, then send in a request for hunters outside the island. The help will arrive after 3 days. He emphasized, if you consider the time it takes for help to arrive, we must find any gates that appear within 3 days. The only hunters in this village are just us two, and we are D rank and E rank, so we have a lot of responsibility to be a senpai. The conversation was interrupted by a question. That's what is it? A person? Who are you? The scene shifted focus to another character, contemplating the number of shadow soldiers I can extract and save rose after increasing my intelligence stat. Shadows able to be extracted. 1, 27, 8. 20 shadows able to be saved. 1, 27, 1005. If it was possible to extract demon shadows, I could have had a gigantic army. Too bad for now. I'll split you guys into teams. It would be inefficient for the whole army to move in one big group. I need to start managing them more efficiently. There will be 6 teams in total. Tusk team, Egress team, Iron team, Tank team, High Orc B team, High Orc team. I have 2 orders. 1. Split up according to your group and eliminate any enemies you run into. 2. Notify me once you find the entry permit. Disperse. He added, I will have to give up on drops other than the entry permit, but the current priority is to reach the top floor as soon as possible. The scene was interspersed with stat updates. You received 1,500 EXP. You received 1,500 EXP. You received 900 EXP. You received 1,100 EXP. You received 1,500 EXP. The character then thought out loud. It hasn't been that long since I sent them, but I'm already gaining experience. It's much more convenient now that I don't have to wander around and waste time. I also won't lose mana as long as they don't get destroyed. But now that highest grade demons are appearing, the normal soldiers are having a tough time facing them. I'll need to constantly use potions to recover my mana. The scene shifted. A few days later, Shadow Monster LV-24 Elite Ranker Tank managed to level up 10 times since the last time I saw him. Not only have I leveled up, but all my soldiers leveled up as well. Shadow Infantry LV-16 normal rank. Hunting in teams is much more efficient as I expected. Shadow Magician LV-19 elite rank. There are 20 floors left. I was able to reach floor 80 faster than I expected. It's already been 2 days since I reached floor 80. The fact that I wasn't able to find the entry permit yet. Is there a strong enemy somewhere? The numbers ticked. MP4, 2, 82, 5, 6, 72. My mana is being consumed at a rapid rate. Someone is continuously destroying my shadow soldiers. Is it that bad for my soldiers' regeneration speed to be unable to catch up? The enemy must be overwhelming them. That should be the team Iron is leading. To think that there's a demon strong enough to overwhelm Iron. Another set of numbers ticked. MP3, 2, 31 of 5, 6, 72. I have no choice. I will have to recall the shadows for now. The next day, due to the continuous ambush, the deployed soldiers were called back again. The character stated, Tusk, the High Orc, B team, and Egress team were attacked one after another. Ami tank, High Gal. Just as I predicted, there must be a strong enemy on this floor. But it's strange, me, High. The demons are not strong enough to defeat Tusk. The Tusk team should be next to the Egress team, but the enemy somehow managed to skip over them and ambush the High Orc team instead. If they are purposely targeting the enemies they can win against, it would mean the enemy has enough intelligence to detect the weaknesses of their enemies. If they purposely attack the High Orc B team, the next target has to be them, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. They're here. Max Opson, a demon noble, and 3 demon knights. W. The character uttered, so, that's why the soldier's regeneration couldn't keep up. The shadow monsters have no chance against them. The fight raged as messages popped up. You defeated a demon knight. You received 3,000 EXP. You defeated a demon knight. You received 3,000 EXP. You defeated a demon knight. You received 3,000 EXP. The character then stated, I was wondering if monsters could also experience fear, but now I'm certain. Forehead, neck, and the heart, a voice declared, accurately aiming for those spots. The scene shifted, revealing a strategic analysis. Low-grade demon, D rank. High-grade demon, B rank. Middle-grade demon, C rank. Highest-grade demon, A rank. Ancient demon, A+ rank. Demon noble, mini-boss, S rank. The levels of the demon tower are roughly that. Suddenly, a defeated voice cried out, I give up, I give up. How strange, the observer remarked. Everyone seems to be speaking the human language these days. A timid voice spoke. This voice, you are a girl and I'm sorry. We were in the wrong. Can you please spare my life? The response was laced with cold calculation. You attacked my soldiers, and now you're asking for forgiveness? The voice, now desperate, said, I committed a grave sin. But in our clan, we have to protect this area. We can't just sit still and let some bastard act. A person, run wild and disrupt the balance of our demon society. Please forgive me. Is it okay for you to beg for your life to the person who caused you so much trouble? The observer asked. A knight's duty is to protect their master. The demon replied, I'm sure the knights will be happy if I'm safe. The observer's voice expressed disbelief. I never met such a selfish, a demon like this. They then thought out loud, I don't really want to harm her, with that human-like appearance. A tense silence fell, only to be broken by an update. Tusk has used a skill. Protection. The demon pleaded, if you spare my life, I'll give you whatever you want. The observer mused, I can't tell if she's shameless or just optimistic. The entry pass, the observer demanded. Can you get it? Another skill was activated. Tusk is used to skill gravitation magic. The entry pass is being protected by our clan, the demon explained. If you can bring me back home safely, I can give you the entry. Demons are protecting the entry pass. I was wondering why it wasn't showing up, but I didn't expect it to be kept somewhere else for protection. I even know where the entry passes for the higher floors are being kept. I can guide you to them if you can guarantee the safety of my life and my clan. The observer considered, how tempting. The problem is whether I can trust this girl or not. Can I trust you? The observer finally asked. The demon replied, I wasn't lying. A skill activated. bloodlust activated. I'm telling you the truth, okay? If you can give me the entry pass, I'll leave this place quietly. She spoke again with a mix of fear and gratefulness. Thank you. But first, just who the hell are you guys? The focus shifted to the demon. I am Lady Essel, eldest daughter of the Redique clan. Our clan is? The observer cut her off. I wasn't asking about that. What should I ask in order to get a straight answer from a monster? They then asked, do you constantly hear voices in your head to disrupt the balance of demon society? No, she answered. But we hear a different kind of voice to protect the area we reside in. The observer noted, the objective of these monsters is different than the gate monsters. The gate monster's objective is to cause chaos, and the dungeon monster's objective to protect the instance dungeon. Then does that mean I am like the gate monsters to these dungeon monsters? They inquired further. When did you start hearing the voices? The demon responded, the moment we opened our eyes here. Opened their eyes here? Does that mean these demons used to live somewhere else? This could be a clue to figuring out the nature of the system. They then asked, then where were you before opening your eyes? The demon replied, here, in the demon world. Before we knew it, we ended up here. The final question was, what were you doing in the demon world? The demon confessed, we were preparing for war. What were you doing in the demon world war? The question hung in the air, heavy with unspoken history. We were preparing for war, came the reply, a chillingly matter-of-fact statement. War? War against what? Pressed the observer, seeking more. Yes, it was a war, the demon confirmed, against an enemy so powerful that all the demons were required to gather together. A sudden interruption occurred. You have surpassed the allowed amount of information. The conversation will be interrupted, a mechanical voice declared. The message repeated, cutting off the narrative flow. Again, it's the same thing that happened to Baruka, the observer noted, frustration creeping into their tone. The system is forcibly blocking off the conversation. That must mean that talking with her can provide some sort of clue. Their mind raced, thinking about the system, leveling up, instant dungeons, quests, rewards, and penalties. Since everything has been like a video game, it wouldn't be strange if monsters had a video game-like backstory. Who is the powerful enemy you mentioned? The observer asked, hoping to bypass the system's restrictions. Another interruption occurred. The system was reacting. The observer realized. The system has reacted strongly to the identity of the enemy. If that enemy has a transcendental power and is trying to influence me, or the earth for some reason, then the enemies that the demons fought, maybe they are the key. The scene abruptly changed to a chaotic battle. It's a monster. Someone yelled. Attack it quickly. It's not a normal one. Another voice cried out in distress. What's with that thing? It attacked the healer first. The weakest hunters, ranks, were the first ones to get incapacitated. After reducing our numbers, it incapacitated our healer next to weaken us even more. The reality of the situation became apparent. The monster knows they will be at a disadvantage if the battle drags on. Don't tell me it has some form of intelligence? The scene shifted again to a debriefing. That's all the footage of the incident, caught by the black box. An official voice was heard. The mutant that infiltrated the island was eliminated within a day. The mutant was also first discovered on a small island, close to where it was eliminated. It must have moved away after finishing the hunt there. Thanks to the hunters who answered the emergency call, they were able to address the threat. Casualties among the hunters are 4 E-rank, 1 D-rank, and 1 C-rank leader. The voice continued grimly. The decisive factor in eliminating the mutant was an A-rank hunter that joined in late. To be brief, in order to subdue one mutant, we need the strength of at least 1 A-rank hunter. The number of civilians impacted by the attack was 294, and the number of dispatched hunters was 108. The implications of the data were sobering. Since the mutant can fly and has the ability to sense danger and escape, Japan's Hunter Association evaluated that the dispatch number was not excessive. Japan is one of the most advanced countries in Asia in terms of the hunter system, and for Japan to have this many casualties, what would happen if the mutant ants were to fly over to South Korea? The analysis continued, just like Japan, our nation has a lot of islands, and we can't afford to monitor all of them. The island that was impacted is 150 kilometers away from Jeju Island. If the ant can fly that far, and not just to the coastal provinces, it means they can at least fly to. That means, if the mutant ants were to fly in another direction, they could easily reach Chindo Island or Wando County. Min, Mukpo, Jindo, and Wando are located on the southwest of South Korea. They are more like a bee than an ant. A dire prediction was made. South Korea doesn't have the manpower like Japan to dispatch hunters to every island. Even if we were to dispatch 1 or 2 low-rank hunters, they would just become casualties. Who will help South Korea in a situation such as this? A nation that has a lot of hunters but also a lot of areas to protect, like China or Russia, or the United States, who refused to help the first time when the S-rank gate opened. The speaker's tone was heavy with concern. What a headache. Chairman Go gun high. A new conversation began. Chief Wajinsho, what's wrong? I didn't reveal this during the meeting earlier, but there's someone who contacted us in top secrecy. Top secrecy who? Was asked. Hunter Huang Dongsu from the Scavenger Guild, came the answer. He said he would cooperate in the upcoming Jeju Island raid. Another voice interjected. What an obvious ploy. Yes, that is true. His objective is Sung Jin-Woo, and as a result, due to the trouble with Hunter Baek-yunho during the Red Gate incident, we sent a request for denial of entry to the country. But Hunter Huang Dongsu isn't the only hunter that contacted us. There's more. It was from a nation-level hunter. The speaker then turned to a higher authority, Chairman Gogun. Would you like to go see what it is about with me? The scene transitioned back to the demon world. Huh, when did I fall asleep? The observer asked, waking up from a strange dream. A familiar voice responded, Are you awake? It seems like demons aren't very friendly to each other. These guys were trying to ambush you. Don't tell me you protected me while I was asleep. Thank you. Demons without intellect. Don't consider demons with intellect as the same race. How far is the place with the entry pass? The reply came quickly, a demon castle inside a demon castle. Another question followed. Where's my father? He's currently in the throne room, came the answer. The scene jumped to the throne room. Lady Essel, who's that man behind you? A new character asked. He's an important guest, so show some courtesy, father. The demon girl responded. Addressing her parent, she said, Father, I brought a guest. The observer surveyed the scene. Is this the throne room? If I fought my way here, it would have been a boss battle. The response was a mix of confusion and trepidation. Why here? Who in the world did you bring here, father? This man is a guest. So just what kind of guest comes to someone else's home with an army, huh? Another voice exclaimed. Can't you see it with your eyes? There are countless soldiers hidden in that man's shadow. Is he someone with good insight? You dare to bring your soldiers into my home? The observer spoke. Father, I promised Essel I will leave this place quietly if you hand over the entry pass to me. The demon lord was thoughtful. Is he the man that's been disrupting the balance, climbing the tower? Despite being one of nobility, the Redique clan is one of the weakest among the 20 demon noble clans. I heard he addressed both Vulcan and Metis. Will we be able to deal with him? The observer spoke. The entry pass, is that all you want? One more thing, I want to borrow her for a bit. Essel knows where the rest of the entry passes are. I will need her to guide me to the locations of each of them. But did I say something wrong? A guide? A voice questioned. You're okay with just the entry pass and a guide? The demon lord mused. He must have misunderstood me when I said I wanted to borrow Essel. It hurts my pride to cut a deal with a human. But had I known this monstrous human was the master of those black soldiers, I wouldn't have engaged him to begin with. He then asked with genuine concern, You won't put my daughter in danger, correct? The observer's response was quiet. A monster that worries for his daughter. I will keep my promise, all right. The scene shifted focus to the entry pass itself. It really is the entry pass item. Exit item, entry pass item. Class type, a voice was heard reading. A pass to enter the 81st floor of the demon castle. Usable in the floor movement magic circle on the 80th floor. The observer's thoughts turned to the future. Do I have to obtain entry passes from each clan? Another voice interjected. From now on, will you be able to leave right away? The reply came quickly. Yes, Demon Noble has requested a party. The observer questioned. A party system? Party members can access the movement magic circle, and depending on the contribution, possibly share experience. Came the explanation. Sharing experience with party members? The observer mused aloud. But if the amount of experience shared depends on the contribution, if there's a battle, make sure you don't interfere, that I will take care of it myself. Yes. The demon girl asked with a mixture of apprehension and polite curiosity. Are you fine with not riding your horse? The observer explained. Only the party members can access the movement magic circle, so I can't bring my horse with me. So, Jin-Woo, please hold on a minute. This is the alcohol that the head of the Gushi clan loves. My father prepared items that each of the clan heads will appreciate. If we bring these with us, the negotiations will go smoother. The observer then asked, "Are you guys friendly with the Gushi clan by any chance?" No, came the reply. Since the clans have always disputed over rankings back in the demon world, but they are not someone we are hostile with. The observer's face was hard to read. Then it's fine, you just wait here, it won't take long. The scene shifted to the sounds of conflict. It only took a few minutes for the flames to erupt, along with the screaming from the Garshur clan's castle, the observer stated. Another scene followed, focusing on a meeting. Hunter Association? You're very fluent in English, but certainly I didn't mishear you just now. The fact that South Korea's 10th S-rank hunter, Sung Jin-Woo, or whatever's whereabouts is currently unknown, is very elusive, so our monitoring division is having a bit of a hard time locating him. The observer, cautious, spoke with a steely edge. How can I trust you? South Korea's Hunter Association isn't foolish enough to mislead in front of a nation-level hunter. I see. They paused, taking in the information. All right, I heard that our Hwang Dong-soo came to South Korea and caused some sort of ruckus. Since he also has the dignity of an S-rank hunter, we are in no position to push him around. Our Hwang Dong-soo is speaking like hunter. Hwang Dong-soo has completely fallen into the United States' hands now. Well, Sung Jin-Woo is one thing, but I also came here to request South Korea's Hunter Association to deny Hwang Dong's entry into the country, but you seem to have already dealt with that problem. The official voice confirmed, yes, you are correct. Then, this talk will finish earlier than I anticipated. I'll call again if there's something else for me to request. The observer's thoughts were evident. I don't have a small build, but I'm like a little child in front of him. I heard that South Korea is distressed over the Jeju Island situation. Did I make you look forward by coming here? I do want to help with the Jeju Island raid, but I'm a busy man. So it's too bad. But of course, it'd be a different story if South Korea had the capital to hire me. I'll be on my way now that I've got a plane to catch. A request was made. Can a hunter from a monitoring division accompany you? The reply was dismissive. Do whatever you want. Then, with a final thought, the observer added, I almost forgot. Make sure our talk just now doesn't leak to the outside. Another voice was heard. So that's the nation-level hunter, Chief Weijenshell? Do you think looking forward to his presence in the upcoming Jeju Island raid was just a delusion, Chairman? A reassuring voice responded, don't worry, Japan's cooperation has already been confirmed. A hunter from Japan's enormous guild will be visiting South Korea today. The scene shifted back to the Demon Tower. You, addressed a Demon Knight, a mechanical voice announced. You received 3,000 EXP. You addressed a Demon Knight. You received 3,000 EXP. You addressed a Demon Noble. You received 4,500 EXP. Level 87. They seem to give a lot of experience since their levels are high. Another update came through. An Igris LV Max Rank Knight. A promotion is available due to reaching the required level. The Shadow will be promoted if the Monarch's permission is given. The same announcement continued. Shadow Monster LV Max Rank Elite. A promotion is available due to reaching the required level. The Shadow will be promoted if the Monarch's permission is given. The observer then realized, it seems like I can promote their rank if they reach max level. Elite Tank have requested permission for a promotion. Knight, Egress have requested permission for a promotion. Do you accept their requests? I accept. A series of updates followed. Knight Egress has been promoted from rank Knight to rank Elite Knight. Elite Shadow Monster has been promoted from rank Elite to rank Knight. Shadows higher than rank Knight can be named. Choose a name for the soldier. Have you decided on tank? The observer then noticed a shift. Igris LV 1 rank Elite Knight. An aura of a different league. With this, Igris has obtained the strength of an S rank. Tank LV 1 rank Knight. And Tank has obtained the strength of a high-end A rank. The demon girl spoke, addressing the observer. So, Jin-Woo? You don't need to add sir. I'm a Jin-Woo sir. The observer questioned her. Do you know how many clans you have impacted so far? Since this is the 89th floor, excluding your clan, shouldn't it be 9? Starting from the 90th floor, each one will be supervised by clans of highly ranked nobles. They are at a completely different league. If you can, persuade them, they might just hand over the entry passes to you, just like my clan. If I was weaker than your clan, would you have negotiated with me? The observer then stated, that's how it is. You said that there's always a fierce competition between the demon clans due to rankings. I'll boost the Radis clan to first place. The demon girl corrected him. My clan is called the Redique. Jin-Woo sir. The observer then asked curiously, why did you include my clan? the demon girl confessed, because I took a liking to you. However, just like with Jinho, am I somehow compatible with people that have clumsy personalities or something? The air crackled with an unseen energy on the 97th floor. The monster's level, a voice, sharp and assessing, cut through the oppressive silence, and the numbers, they operate on a different plane. It's incomparable to the lower floors. Even with the accelerated growth of his own abilities, the speaker found himself strangely diminished. Despite increasing my intelligence, he mused, it seemed insignificant. The cost of each battle, the sheer amount of his energy consumed was daunting. The way my mana is being so heavily depleted, he continued, the strain evident in his tone. That just shows how rapidly the shadow soldiers are regenerating after being overcome on the 97th floor. The 97th floor. A place that seemed impossible to conquer, yet he had. That doesn't mean I got past the 90th floor through luck, he added, a quiet defiance in his words. Level 90, he paused, the number weighty with significance. He reflected on the power dynamics of the world. Even the rank 4 pay this clan, and the rank 5, Rakanda clan. He pondered, are other humans also as strong as Sung Jin-Woo? A moment of consideration. Well, maybe about 2 people. He listed the names, Go Gun-hee and Ca Hain. Those 2 definitely felt stronger than other S ranks based on their aura. He was getting a sense of the stratification within the elite, something he had only previously glimpsed. Ca Hain was leagues ahead of Choi Jongin, who was known as the ultimate soldier, he recognized. He realized a critical truth. In other words, there are power gaps within the S rank. Rather, since S ranks are immeasurable, they may have bigger power gaps compared to other ranks. He thought back to his past. I was comparable to Chairman Go Gun-hee back then, he recalled, a touch of wonder in his voice. But it may be different now that I've reached the top floors. A decision settled in his mind. Turning to the person accompanying him, he declared, you go back to your floor now. I'll take care of it myself from here on. Huh? A faint note of surprise, and perhaps hurt, rippled through the air. Am I no longer useful to you? Came the quiet reply, laced with a delicate edge. He offered a small, almost imperceptible smile. What an interesting girl, even to the end, he said. You've done well until now, Thank you. But his companion was resolute. No, she insisted, the softness replaced by determination. I want to come with you. I want to see the outcome of your fight. A moment's hesitation, then a nod. Do as you please, he allowed. The next step was inevitable. Moving to the 98th floor, he announced, a subtle shift in his body language. The scene shifted. Incheon International Airport was a hub of controlled chaos. There's some kind of commotion, a voice noted, laced with intrigue. The source was soon identified, S-rank hunter Goto Ryuji. Came the explanation. A murmur swept through the crowd. There's someone strong here at the airport. Stronger than Goto-san? No way. There's no way that such a person would be at a place like this, an incredulous voice whispered. I'm sorry, A figure apologized, slightly out of breath. I was late due to the crowd. It's fine, came the reply, though there was a trace of concern. There's something going on in the airport. A sense of unease began to creep in, as another voice offered a possible explanation. A hunter from the United States came to South Korea on personal business, so it's nothing to worry about. A hunter from the United States? Questioned the person who had apologized. Was it something to do with the current situation? This way, came an authoritative direction. This man is the only hunter that can rival Lu's Hang in Asia, he heard someone whisper. A new figure emerged, drawing attention like a magnet. Goto Ryuji, the voice acknowledged, a mix of respect and apprehension. He's definitely no ordinary man. There are currently 21 S-rank hunters in Japan, and 11 of them are part of Goto Ryuji's guild. Draw sword. The analysis was quick and efficient. Unlike the structure of South Korea with 5 different guilds competing with each other, a single guild possesses all the authority there. The picture became clearer. There's no question that Goto Ryuji's guild is the biggest one in Asia, after the guild in China. A translator stepped forward, his voice clear and professional. My name is Hanakawa, and I will be in charge of translating, he announced. I will relay Goto-san's words from here on out. Due to the disaster that occurred a few days ago, we have decided that we can no longer neglect Jeju Island anymore. A hush fell over the gathering. Hence, we promise our full-fledged support to South Korea, Hanakawa translated. Full-fledged support? The voice questioned, with an undertone of caution. In short, the reason why I came here is, how about we unite and create an allied force composed of elite hunters? Translated Hanakawa. Allied force? The question was a mere breath. Are you saying that you would like to create an allied force and attack the ant colony? The query, calm but pointed. That's right, Hanakawa responded. I know that Japan's top hunters are excellent, but it's too dangerous to enter Jeju Island since it's an S-rank gate. He then revealed the core of their plan. We have prepared a suitable plan for it. This is the data we collected from investigating the ants. Each ant is as strong as a top-rank hunter, but they have a fatal weakness, lifespan. The explanation was methodical. The ants have a lifespan of 1 year. In other words, if we can eliminate the queen, all the other ants will naturally disappear after a year, and Jeju Island will be free of their presence. Only have to eliminate the queen, said a skeptical voice. And it may seem more realistic than eliminating every ant on the island, Hanakawa continued. But getting rid of a single queen is no different than eliminating thousands of soldier ants, another cautioned. Don't you know that ants are willing to protect their queen at all costs? Of course, we will have to break through a defensive line of thousands of ants, Hanakawa agreed. But the tides will change if all of them were to leave the tunnel. A voice, laced with doubt, asked, is such a thing possible? It happened a total of 3 times in the past when the South Korean hunters landed on Jeju Island for the raid, Hanakawa answered. On all 3 occasions, the ants left their tunnel and swarmed the hunters. There's no way, someone whispered in disbelief. It's the result that's been confirmed by our very own magic detection techniques, came the rebuttal. Please refer to the data for a detailed analysis. Hanakawa concluded. 10 of the 11 S-rank hunters in my guild, including myself, plan on participating in the upcoming Jeju Island raid. We will take on the role of drawing in the soldier ants, while the South Korean hunters take care of the queen. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. The rest of the members will soon enter the country, Hanakawa announced. 10 S-rank hunters, including Goto Ryuji, the voice stated in awe. If 10 S-rank hunters were to draw in the attention of the ants, the speaker continued, their tone thoughtful. Only the queen and a few guards will be left in the tunnel. A potential strategy began to form. Our S-rank hunters will split into teams and launch an attack from all directions. The ants will rush to the location of our attacks, leaving the queen alone in the tunnel. The final move was unveiled. The South Korean S-rank hunters will infiltrate the island through a helicopter, eliminate the queen, and leave the island in the same helicopter, Hanakawa relayed. There's definitely a possibility, someone conceded. Yet, lingering doubts remained. But why is Goto Ryuji willing to support us to the extent of bringing along all his S-rank members except for one? Every nation-level hunter has a record of clearing S-rank gates, came the answer. If you look at my performances until now, after the Jeju Island raid, I should climb to the point where it wouldn't be strange for me to also receive the title of nation-level hunter. The speaker picked up on the unspoken motivations. There will be national interest, just from the emergence of nation-level hunters from Japan. Since it's an S-rank gate, Hanakawa continued, 10 members will participate to be on the safe side. The danger must be minimized. There's no reason for South Korea to refuse, another observed. It's not the right path, but it can't be helped. In order to become a nation-level hunter, someone conceded, a hint of cynicism in their voice. Compared to Japan, South Korea only has 8 S-rank hunters, they remarked. Excluding Min Byung-gu, who is retired, there are actually only 6 hunters that can participate. This diversion tactic can't be used with only South Korean hunters. The problem is, can we successfully manage to face the S-rank dungeon boss, the queen, and is it possible for us? It definitely is possible if Sung Jin-Woo, the man who took care of an A-rank gate boss by himself, can cooperate with other S-rank hunters, came the confident response. The ant's power is revolving at an alarming rate, a worried voice cautioned. We don't know when the entire ant population will gain the ability to fly. We can't wait any longer. I understand. After reviewing the data, we will submit a concrete operation plan, came the measured reply. The scene shifted back to a familiar place. Level 93, a voice declared. This is the 100th floor. The tone was thoughtful. A powerful presence filled the space. Demon King Baran, came the acknowledgement. The weight of the name was palpable. It's no ordinary aura, a speaker admitted, his tone laced with trepidation. Can I contend against him? A final, subtle analysis of the enemy's force was made. Draw Sword, second largest guild in Asia. There are 11 S-rank hunters. Due to the sheer size and power of the guild, they even take on tasks requested from overseas. The climb was far from over. The stakes had never been higher. The path ahead, shrouded in power and uncertainty, was the only one he could follow. The air thrummed with an almost tangible power. Demon King Baran, a voice, laced with a mixture of awe and apprehension, declared, against him. A palpable tension filled the space. What's with this sharp and intense bloodlust? The voice continued, a note of unease creeping in. A new player had entered the arena, a formidable presence. Gee, it's my first time meeting him, the voice admitted, a hint of disbelief in the tone. He's the Demon King Baran. The sheer power emanating from the figure was undeniable. The aura he's emitting, even Essel can sense it, the voice acknowledged, a mix of admiration and concern. An enemy that can fly. This is going to be annoying. A winged creature descended into view. its presence both magnificent and terrifying. Wyvern Kaizelin came the identification, the name itself resonating with power. Other than the horse that Essel was riding, this is my first time seeing a Nandi-Munkin wyvern. A moment of consideration. Guest mounts are different, the voice murmured thoughtfully. A new idea sparked to life. Wait, if it's not a demon, the voice mused, that may be possible for me to extract its shadow. A glimmer of hope emerged amidst the looming threat. The Demon King was clearly not idle. Demon King Baran is using a skill, came the observation. Hell's Army. The arena was transformed, filled with a multitude of dark figures. Demon soldiers have been summoned, the voice announced, a note of urgency rising. Demon knights have been summoned. The situation was escalating rapidly. Demon generals have been summoned. The forces arrayed against them were substantial. Demon knights and generals are at least A-rank monsters, and there are over 100 of them, the voice calculated, a hint of awe entering the tone. Just from a glance, I can see more than 1,000 demons. A moment of quiet contemplation. Is it finally starting? Sir Jin-Woo, what should we do, Sir Jin-Woo? A new voice, filled with apprehension, asked, breaking the spell. A brief pause, then, not yet, came the calm reply. The air crackled with a different kind of energy. Skill, domain of the monarch, activated, the first voice announced, the power building in the tone. Come out. The scene shifted, focusing on another figure. Tusk is using skill, hymn of combustion, came the observation. A quiet moment of contemplation was broken by a soft gasp. Amazing, the first voice said, filled with wonder. I may have made it to the highest floor, but it's my first time actually watching this in battle. The focus shifted back to the core conflict. But that's Demon King Baran, the ruler of this place, and he is an invader. He's someone that must be removed by. Who am I supposed to side with? The question hung in the air, unanswered. Lightning flashed across the arena, a blinding display of raw energy. It's no ordinary lightning, the voice noted, the tone laced with concern. Buff status effect has been removed due to the effect of immunity. Buff status effect has been removed due to the effect of immunity. The voice explained the workings of the magic. It's an AoE magic with the ability to stun enemies. A new wave of urgency washed over the speaker. If I'm not able to stop that magic, my shadow soldiers will be torn to shreds, and my mana will run out completely. A new strategy was formed, a decision made. I must get the wings first, the voice declared, a clear intent underlying the words. A moment later a quiet, egg, was spoken. The scene was a flurry of action, a desperate scramble. Faster, it's going to catch up to me, the voice urged, a hint of desperation in the tone. There's a limit to how much my robe can absorb the impact. The words were strained as the speaker tried to outpace the incoming threat. The narrative shifted, revealing the effectiveness of past actions. Guess giving the orb to Tusk ended up being worthwhile, the voice mused, a touch of satisfaction in the tone. The climax was fast approaching. You finally come down, the voice stated, a mix of relief and defiance. I was getting pretty tired from looking up. The tension in the air was palpable, the stage set for a confrontation of epic proportions. The only question was, what would be the outcome of this clash of titans? The fight had become a delicate dance of power and conservation. Occasionally, a voice mused, analytical and focused, there are certain skills that don't consume mana. A moment of consideration, then, Dominator's Touch and Shadow Soldiers are generally like that. The concept was explored further. Skill, Dominator's Touch, Level 2, active skill, no mana required. The voice explained the mechanics behind this ability. You can control objects without touching them. A sense of intrigue filled the air. A related skill came into play. Skill, Shadow Dominator's Touch, can control and influence physical objects, but the proficiency will vary depending on the weight of the object. Nevertheless, it doesn't consume mana. The speaker delved further into the dynamics. Also, since the Shadow Soldier is summoning soldiers that I already have saved, it doesn't require mana. The underlying mechanics were clear. But it's a different story when they are affected by enemies, the voice noted, the tone shifting to a more serious note. Affected soldiers will consume mana to regenerate, and if there's no mana left, the soldiers will return back to my shadow. The challenges were clear. Important to increase the intelligence stat to expand my maximum mana, the voice declared, a clear goal set in motion. The situation was far from simple. But both his battle prowess and mana are immense. The speaker paused to consider their opponent. What's the principle behind his soldiers? If the affected soldiers don't regenerate, he should be constantly consuming huge amounts of mana to resummon them. The battle continued to escalate, the tension thickening with each passing moment. MP 3261 is 7270. The numbers were spoken with a careful precision, reflecting the speaker's meticulous approach. A new skill came into play. Tusk is using skill, Hymn of Protection, the voice announced. The effort required was evident. I'm gradually losing mana, the speaker acknowledged. He's not giving me any chance to replenish. The battle had become a test of endurance. The numbers were rattled off again. MP 2141 is 7270. The speaker's analytical mind was working overtime. The mana consumption for regenerating higher-ranked soldiers is even greater, they noted. The speaker was trying to understand every variable at play. A decision was made, a clear line of action established. But that doesn't mean I should avoid receiving the assistance. I must finish this fight before my mana is completely drained, came the resolute statement, a touch of urgency underlying the words. The battle reached a fever pitch. Skill, Vital Strike activated. He parried Vital Strike. The exchange was rapid and intense, a back and forth between two titans. Another exchange. Skill, Vital Strike activated. The struggle was fierce, the outcome uncertain. What tremendous power, the first voice acknowledged, a hint of awe mixed with exasperation. Does this man not have a limit? A new opportunity presented itself, a chance to finally seize the upper hand. Now's the chance, the voice declared, the tone filled with determination. Together with all my strength stat and the power of Dominator's skill, Dominator's touch, activated. The speaker was going all in, throwing everything they had into the effort. The moment of truth had arrived. Let's end this, the speaker declared, a finality in the words. The next moments passed in a blur, the air charged with an almost palpable energy. Sung Jin-Woo, came a voice, filled with a mixture of disbelief and amazement. You overcame Demon King Baran. The revelation hung in the air, a testament to the speaker's power and determination. The immediate aftermath was a swirl of data and notifications. Obtained Baran's soul, came the announcement. Normal quest, Collect Demon Souls Part 2 has been completed. The voice continued, matter-of-factly. Sung Jin-Woo SL. The speaker was taking everything in stride, unfazed by the events that had just transpired. With the battle done and the dust settling, the speaker turned their mind to the bigger picture. Go and inform your father that Redique's clan is now first place. The goal was not just the win, but the overall effect the win would bring. Sung Jin-Woo, came another voice, an admiring tone. My clan is Redique, level 97. The story continues, the journey far from finished. The speaker has proven their strength, but the world is vast, and the challenges that lie ahead remain to be seen. The aftermath of the battle was a treasure trove of the extraordinary. Discovered item, Demon Monarch's Ring, a voice announced, tinged with awe. The discoveries continued. Discovered item, Demon King's Long Sword, came the next declaration. More followed. Discovered item, Demon King's Dagger, ×2. Discovered item, Baran's Horn, ×2. Each find resonated with a unique power. Finally, discovered ingredient item, Purified Blood of the Demon King. The Demon Monarch's Ring seemed to be a key. The Demon Monarch's Ring, the voice repeated, a new level of intrigue coloring the tone. With this ring, I've unlocked all the set effects. A detailed analysis of the ring commenced. Item, Demon Monarch's Ring. Item class, S-type, accessory, +20 in strength, +20 in intelligence. The voice delved deeper. Set item effect, level 1. Set effect 1, +5 all stats. Set effect 2, +10 all stats. The power of the ring was undeniable. All stats, rather than the set item, they noted. The focus shifted to another find. This is the highlight, the voice declared, discovered ingredient item, Purified Blood of the Demon King. The item was assessed carefully. Purified Blood of the Demon King. Item ingredient item, Purified Blood of the Demon King. Item class type, ingredient. Fluid created by purifying blood from the monarch of the demons. The properties of the blood were outlined. It's radiating powerful magical energy, and despite the purification, there's still a bit of toxicity left, and must be mixed with the world tree's fragment and the spring water of the echoing forest to use it as a medicine. A new action was initiated. Craft consumable, Holy Water of Life, 3 out of 3, the voice announced. A question hung in the air. So, Jin-Woo, are you alright? The crafting process began, the voice relaying each step. Craft, Holy Water of Life. Crafting Holy Water of Life. The success rate and the number of items crafted will depend on the crafter's intelligence stat. The intensity was building. 10-9. The success rate and the number of items crafted will depend on my intelligence stat. If I knew about this beforehand, I would have spent all my stats on intelligence. A different voice asked, "Are you talking about crafting ability?" "I'm sure it'll work out fine since it's Sung Jin-Woo," came a reply laced with a mix of hope and uncertainty. 876 5 4 3 2 1. Crafting successful. Crafted item. Holy water of life times 6, yes. A moment of concern followed. I lost a bit of the blood of the Demon King and the world trees fragment, but the spring water of the echoing forest is completely gone. The speaker took inventory. Ingredient. Purified blood of the Demon King, 1 out of 1. World trees fragment, 1 out of 1. Spring water of the echoing forest, 0 out of 1. The mechanics behind the crafting were assessed. Does it only consume the exact required amount instead of using them entirely? The implications of this discovery were pondered. The results were examined. So this is the holy water of life. Item. Holy water of life. Item class. S-type. Consumable. Mysterious potion that can cure any ailment. With powerful magic that, the effect will only take place if the entire bottle is emptied. Hope and desperation mixed. Can this item really ease my mother's suffering? The voice wondered aloud, the question hanging in the air. I want to go back to the hospital right away and check it out. A new element was brought into the conversation. Ian, what's with you? You're also getting quick-witted. Arise. The focus shifted to a new development. So, Jin-Woo, I can't turn demons into shadow soldiers, but it looks like it's possible for the wyvern, came a new observation. Choose a name for the soldier. Was it Wyvern Chizelian Coquelin? The speaker's memory was tested. What was its name again? A humorous moment was offered. I think So Jin-Woo is quite poor at remembering names. Kaisale, a voice said with a chuckle. With that wyvern, we'll be able to return to Radi at once, came a statement, laced with anticipation. If I want to leave the demon castle, do I have to go down the floors one by one? I want to be quick. There will be a banquet when we get back to my clan. I'm sure my father will be happy. The speaker considered the rewards for the journey. Don't I still have my quest rewards left? A moment of contemplation passed. Normal quest. Collect Demon Souls Part 2 has been completed. The rewards were listed. Reward 1. Highest quality rhinestone. Reward 2. Bonus stats, plus 30. Reward 3. Hidden reward received. Highest quality rhinestone. Shadow exchange received. Bonus stat, plus 30 received. A new title was revealed. Title, Demon Hunter. Condition requirement has not been met. The focus shifted to a new skill. Shadow exchange rhinestone. Skill, Shadow exchange, level 1. Job-specific skill, no mana required. Exchange locations between the user and the selected shadow soldier. This skill can be used again only after the 3-hour cooldown is finished. Cooldown will change depending on the skill level. The implications of this new skill were profound. What an unbelievable skill, the voice mused. No matter where my shadow soldiers are located, I can exchange locations with them. This is basically teleportation. A new decision was made. Great work, everyone, the speaker addressed, with gratitude. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to return to your clan by yourself. Then, the banquet? Roddy's clan is located on the 80th floor. It's too far away to just go back to get rewarded. I'll see you again if I get the chance. Take care. A new skill was employed. Skill, Shadow Exchange, activated, the voice announced. So Jin-Woo, due to the absence of the dungeon boss, the interior of the dungeon will revert back to its original state. A sense of playful relief. Haha, this place is my neighborhood. I really did exchange locations. The timer was checked. Shadow Exchange level 1. 2 hours, 59 minutes, 57 seconds until the skill can be used again. Point 1. Kaisale. The scene shifted. This video is the data sent from Japan. It was recorded using Japan's satellites. Magic detection camera records from the first, second, and third raid attempts alike. A voice stated. Goto Ryuji has said, all the ants certainly do leave their nest, except for the queen and the guards. A new voice explained the ants' behavior. The fact that the appearance of these ants is always changing is proof that they are evolving with each generation, and the lifetime of each generation is roughly a year. I'm still a bit bothered by the guard ants, but there are always a few guards protecting the boss monsters in highly ranked dungeons. The new strategic implications were laid out. They'll be using a jamming signal. These ants are able to communicate with each other using their own special wavelength, and Go Router plans on disturbing them with a jamming signal. Then we'll only have to worry about the queen and her guards. A moment of curiosity was revealed. What's wrong, Chairman? A chilling realization dawned. Just now, did you not sense it? Magical wavelengths that can be sensed from far away? What happened? Came the query. Have you still not been able to contact Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? We are doing our best, came the answer. Did you also sense that? A new voice asked. I may have retired, but my rank didn't drop. What was that just now? Choi Jong-in and Chu Hai must be at each other's throats over the shares in the Hunters Guild or something, someone else commented. Is that so? Take another glass. Oh my, you're just too kind. Smile a bit, Kian. You'll get old quickly if you're always frowning, another voice said. The story continued its intricate weaving of plot threads and action, but more challenges were bound to come in the future. Surge Bin, S-rank heal. A minute by Go. The items were assessed again. Item attack plus 220. Name, Demon King's Dagger. Item class, S-type, Dagger. Dagger obtained from the Demon King Baran. The set effect will activate if both Demon King's daggers are equipped at the same time. Set effect 2 is 1. Additional attack will apply to each dagger by the amount of the strength. Item. Name, Demon King's Longsword. Item class S-type, Longsword. Attack plus 350. Longsword brimming with the Demon King's power. Every time the sword is swung, the effect. Storm of White Flames will activate. Effect. A storm of white flames will summon a storm of endless lightning within a certain area. Item. Demon Monarch's Ring. Item plus S-type accessory plus 20 strength plus 20 intelligence. The set effect will activate if this item is equipped along with Demon Monarch's Earring. Equipped. Demon Monarch's Ring equipped. Set effect 1. Plus 5 all stats. Set effect 2. Plus 10 all stats. Is that so? Take another glass. A voice offered, laced with warmth. Oh my, you're just too kind. Smile a bit, Kian. You'll get old quickly if you're always frowning. The scene was casual, yet a subtle tension lingered. Another voice chimed in. So, do big S-rank heal. A minute by Mgu Hyung. Do you want to hear something funny? A quick refusal followed. Nope. Okay. Along with his sense of humor, the first voice continued. Minute by MGU is a bit of a weird guy. He's the first S-rank hunter to retire with all faculties intact. The speaker paused, then added. Not only is he the first, but he's also the only one. The conversation turned to the extraordinary nature of such a decision. How many would choose to quit, considering how much money S-rank hunters can make? It's not like he was already rich in the first place. Hyun, are you really going to go? A new voice broke in, laced with worry. Yeah, you saw how In-suk passed away, came the resolute reply. That's why I need to go. If we leave the ants alone, the entirety of Korea will end up meeting the same fate. A hint of disbelief colored the question. Since when were you so patriotic? I'm just adding a cool excuse, since it's something I have to do anyway. A touch of humor undercut the seriousness of the situation. I refuse to go. I will never go, another voice declared, their resolve clear. If you're here to convince me, I'm sorry, but no. I'm here to see you, just in case, came the softer reply. Since I don't know when I'll be able to see you again. The emotional undercurrent was undeniable. Young. I'm preparing for my teaching certification exam. I plan on becoming an ordinary civil servant. The conversation shifted to future plans. Do you know about Eugen Architecture's hinting at recruiting talented hunters to create their own guild? I also received a call. They offered me the guild master position. Ever since I've retired, it hasn't just been Eugen Architectures. I've received countless sweet deals, despite how I am. Places where blood is spilled aren't meant for me. That's why I'm taking the teaching certification exam. The speaker's dream was revealed. Won't subjects like Korean history be fitting? Why Korean history of all things? Another voice responded, with a touch of confusion. Guys, you're weird. Another voice interjected. You already know, Kian, came a playful reply. I love historical dramas. No, this is normal. Jay, what I'm saying is that it'd be great if wars would only stay in history books, another voice stated, with a touch of melancholy. That's right, you're the normal one. Hunters are the ones that are abnormal. Wait, now that I think about it, there aren't that many hunters that dislike facing monsters. The speaker paused, then added, there are a few among the healers, but instead, they really enjoy assisting others. A question was posed. Can only those who enjoy facing conflict become awakened? That can't be it. Here, take another glass, a voice offered, trying to lighten the mood. Of course, tilde your highness, a reply came, infused with playful respect. The scene shifted, revealing the weight of a difficult decision. If I falter here, I might not be able to reverse it. She might not be able to ingest the holy water of life at all, and even if she does, there's no guarantee that she'll be fine, a voice mused, laced with concern. But I've seen many miracles created by the system, stories that other people will never believe. It's all due to the system's power. How an earink like me made it this far is also. It should be fine to trust it once more. A plea filled the air. Please! The next moments unfolded in silence. broken only by the sound of labored breaths and a quiet hum of anticipation. That scar, a voice whispered, filled with regret. All I wanted to do was ease my mother's pain. A wave of guilt and self-reproach washed over the speaker. God, Jin-Woo, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? I was the one at fault. It's because of me that she has that scar. A new development pulled the focus back to the present. Her color has returned, but why isn't she waking up? Why won't you open your eyes? Open your eyes. The despair was evident in the tone. I only ever had one reason why I wanted to become stronger. So, please wake up. Please let me take over the burden, Karen. Please? I can't concentrate. Thank you, Tilda. A soft, gentle voice cut through the tension. Is it going to be summer soon? The air is warm. A moment of disorientation followed. Is that you, Jin-Woo? A moment of stunned silence. Then, just how long was I asleep? Came the question. For years, came the reply. A mixture of disbelief and relief filled the air. It's been 4 years? How's Jenna? Is she okay? She's fine, came the reply. Thank you, son. You kept your promise, the soft voice declared. Because I was unwell, my son. It must have been difficult, came the final statement. The narrative, though laced with quiet tension, hinted at the potential for a brighter future. What a patient with eternal slumber has awoken, a voice remarked. A mixture of surprise and professional detachment. This is a priest. The patient's guardian is requesting for immediate discharge from the hospital. What should we do? The question hung in the air, unanswered. No, not a chance, came a firm denial. Not only is she too unstable, but she's also been lying asleep for 4 years. She wouldn't even be able to walk. A different voice countered, well, that's the state of the patient. It's all perfectly normal. It's as if the patient wasn't asleep for 4 years. There's no problem with her current health, and she can even walk on her own. Disbelief entered the tone. Are you saying that she's in good health despite being asleep for 4 years? Maybe it's because of the life support machine. A moment of consideration, then, even so, getting discharged this early is a separate matter at hand. We must let the world know about this case, a voice declared. A mix of professional curiosity and excitement evident. I also explained the same thing to the Guardian, but he's not an ordinary man. The Guardian, have you heard of Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, who has recently become South Korea's 10th S-rank hunter? The implications of that name were immediate. We can't hold on to healthy patients in the hospital against their will. All right, we should, of course, let her get discharged. A scene shift revealed a tender reunion. My daughter is all grown up, Mom, a voice said, filled with emotion. A quiet reflection followed. My efforts were not in vain. It feels like all my troubles until now were leading up to reward me with this moment. A hint of unease crept in. But while working as a hunter, I wonder if I distance myself too much. Uneasiness is taking over. 1. I left my phone unattended for too long while I was at the Demon Castle. There's a lot of missed calls. Well, if it was about something important, I'm sure they'll call me back. A news report broke the quiet. Is this news related to Kaisel? Monsters spotted over the sky. No trace of a dungeon break. Where is the flying monster headed? Hunters Association has yet to respond. The safety of the citizens is... The tone shifted to exasperation. Even a trivial event such as this is breaking news. A phone call broke the silence. Hello? Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. This is the association's Go Gun He, a voice announced. The chairman is calling me? A question arose. Is there a problem? I'm sure you've heard the news. Have you not seen the news yet? What kind of news were you talking about? The tension was building. He must be talking about Kaisel. It would travel fast, a voice mused. I'm sorry about that. I'll be more careful in the future. Confusion filled the speaker's voice. Is it not about Kaisel? What's the matter? I just came back from a place where there was no service. It seems like you really haven't heard the news. Is it okay for me to come visit you and explain the situation in person? No, I'll come instead, came the resolute answer. The raid will begin in 4 days. We'll go to Jeju Island and eliminate those ants once and for all, and for us to do that, we need your help, Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. All the citizens wish for the recapture of Jeju Island. Could you join us in this operation? A moment of hesitation. Normally, I would have agreed without hesitation, since it's crawling with highly ranked monsters, the voice mused. Oh, magical energy? Is something wrong? Oh, it's nothing, came the reply. There seems to be hunters training somewhere nearby. You have a good sense, as expected for you to detect them from this distance. S-rank hunters are currently practicing in the gym. The situation became clearer. S-rank hunters? Are you perhaps talking about that? Yes, since there are only 4 days left until the Jeju Island raid. Ryuji Goto and his Japanese S-rank hunters are currently there as well. By Ryuji Goto, do you mean, I'm sure even a normal citizen has heard the name of Japan's strongest at least once, yes? It's that Ryuji Goto. A new invitation was offered. Do you wish to check it out, huh? The scene shifted again, showcasing a clash of power. Master Buck, a young person like you should be able to use more strength. I'm no master, Master Ma. A sense of playful challenge was evident. It's uncommon for all the S-rank hunters to be together in one place. The magical energy you sensed earlier is probably from them, came an explanation. Hunter Baek Yoon-ho is getting slightly pushed back, but if Baek Yoon-ho were to give it his all, Ma Dong-wook wouldn't stand a chance. Choi Jong-in, it's been a while, a new voice declared. It's hard for one to use all their strength when there are a lot of eyes around, someone else said. Since President Buck turns into a real force of nature when he practices. So the rumors of his transformation ability are true. The observation was accompanied by an almost palpable awe, and the people gathered over there are Apiyazawa, Mariashida, Kintanaka, Minoru, Hoshino, Atsushi, Kamamoto, Kani, Tawada, Tatsumi, Fujishima, Kei, Akureshima's, Ryuji Goto, and Japanese S-rank hunters came the list. Fame, one of the nation's top 5 guilds, active in the Hongnam area. There's a strong impression that Fame Guild is ranked 4th, since Hunters, White Tiger, and Reaper guilds are dominating the top ranks. The stage was set, the tension palpable, for what was to come. Is that person Goto Ryuji? A voice, laced with curiosity and a hint of apprehension, broke the silence. Japan's S-rank hunter, HM? The question hung in the air, unanswered. Another voice chimed in. Who's that person? Ah, he's a hunter named Sung Jin-Woo, who recently became S-rank, came the reply, offering a brief explanation. An assassin-type hunter, trying to hide that enormous amount of presence is impossible. He must be a pretty talented assassin. A note of grudging respect was present in the tone. A third voice countered. What? That person is a magic-type hunter. Magic type? There's no way. It's officially confirmed information, came the response, a touch of disbelief coloring the words. Who's that? Another asked, their tone edged with irritation. That's Sung Jin-Woo, the one who disrupted our Minsung stage, a voice declared, recognizing the newcomer. Sung Jin-Woo? No wonder the air seemed to change. But it was from that person. That hunter that just arrived. His career is S-rank hunter. Ishida, don't talk to me, came a sharp interjection. I feel like throwing up from all the S-rankers. Seems like Korea also has someone with a sensitive nose like me, another voice noted, the tone tinged with amusement. Blocking it with a handkerchief should be around a few levels below me. If I suddenly talk to her, will it look like I'm hitting on her? I should have learned some Korean. Is that so? Apparently, this is Korea's top, a voice murmured, a note of dismissive curiosity present. There's no need to see more. I've seen how Goto-san handles raids over your shoulder. It's possible you're not classified as S-rank anymore. That's not always the case, came a quick rebuttal. There seems to be one useful hunter. Was it Cha-Hain? Cha-Hain, Go Gun-hee. These two are sufficiently skilled, rivaling our best members. A question was raised, so, translator, what did he just say? Korean hunters aren't good, came the translation, laced with a hint of mischief. Did you think I couldn't understand your Japanese? A voice challenged, a touch of anger in the tone. In high school, that was my second language, of course. Since it's Big Bro Woo, the introduction of a new figure was next. This person here is Gizzarden Guild's Guildmaster Boss, Park Young-soo. Park Young-soo, ranked, Gizzarden Guildmaster Park Young-soo. First time hearing it, a big bro isn't S-rank, but A rank, so you might not have heard of him. However, our Gizzarden is one of Korea's top 5 guilds. We've recruited more rankers than any other guild. Hey, Yoon-tae, enough bragging, a voice interrupted. You're a career A-rank hunter. Are you also participating in the Jeju raid? Ugh, I heard only S-ranks were participating. Hanakawa, what conversation are you having? HM, that's a relief. Big Bro is in the defense group. He's taken the important role of containing Jeju-do. We can't leave a bigger role to an A rank. Hanakawa, if you're being rude, Stop it there. What would a translator that followed someone else all the time know about it? A sharp comment cut through the conversation. Do you want to confirm it? I'm Japan's A-rank hunter, Hanakawa. There's no way you lose to a hunter that only tagged along for translation, right? Hey there, translator. There's a limit to how underestimating you can be. Are you perhaps a non-combat role hunter? Korea and Japan's A-rank hunters dispute. This will be a bit fun. A hint of anticipation was present in the tone. However, let's set the rules. It's better than just fighting head-on. The rules are simple. TS note, you laugh, you lose. Whoever snatches the other person's wrist wins. The person that gets their wrist grab loses. Trying to attack by throwing a fist and then getting caught would be the end. I can't carelessly attack. There's an unexpected mind game implemented into the rules. But is that your ready position? Don't worry. Besides, when I grab your wrists, I won't need to take my hands off. A comment was added. He must be confident in his speed. Okay, let's start. The action began, the air charged with tension. That arrogance, I'll crush it right now, okay? A sudden shift occurred. Keep in mind, this isn't hitting you. I just slightly pushed you. You know the difference, right? I can't understand dialects too well. More importantly, trying to act cool in that pose isn't cool. You managed to rip your trousers. It's now. It's slow. Translator, 6. What just happened? You're the type to hide behind the tanks, right? It looks like you have even less experience in an adult's fight. There's been a lot of problems arising in Korea. Even if you hate it, you have to often contend with another person. Even in some cases, having to control your opponent. Unlike beasts, they don't move simply. They calculate the next steps to avoid being contained. A sudden shift in tone occurred. If I had a knife in my hands, it would have been your neck, not your wrist that'll be dealt with. TSK, thanks for the show. It was an amazing match, Hanakawa. Can you deliver my words to everyone? Yes. To deepen our trust with each other, I have something I'd like to offer. With the same rules as just now, how about dueling with us, between the S-rank hunters? It means they want to see our skills. Alright, only if magic and non-combat type hunters that are hard to distinguish, victories are excluded. Let's add some more rules. Other than wrists, touching the back is a win. Knocking the opponent over is a win. The match isn't one-on-one, but as a group. So, does the opponent agree? How is this? Whoever falls first, the entire side loses. So well, of course, grabbing only the wrist is favorable to an assassin-type hunter. Sounds good. Let's do it like that. Korean side, there's Baek Yoon-ho, Ma Dong-wook, Choi, and In Tae-kyu. These 4 hunters will participate. Who's coming out on the Japanese side? The other 4 are Tanaka, Kinjo, Hoshino, Minoru, Kumamoto, Atsushi, Toeda, Kani. These 4, active around the Yeongnam district, amongst the top 5 guilds. They are not S-rank guild masters, but have the most rank hunters recruited. I guess Goto Ryuji will be staying back, a voice observed, a note of curiosity mingling with suspicion. Is he trying to observe us from the sidelines? The question hung in the air, unanswered. In any case, you don't get to see an S-rank hunter's battle every day. It's a good thing that I came, another voice commented, a hint of excitement in its tone. My Dong-wook and Baek Yoon-ho, the first voice continued, analyzing the situation. I can already tell how strong they are, based on the fight from earlier. But that, Baek Yoon-ho, I feel like he still has something up his sleeves. If it's a 4-on-4 battle, my opponent should be that girl, right? I hope they go easy on me, but alright, let's get started. The focus shifted to the first pair. Ma Dong-wook, a voice said, the tone thoughtful. His power is gigantification. He's someone who will most likely enjoy a battle of pure strength. Good. A man's gotta be simple like that. Let's see which one of us is stronger. The action was swift and decisive. He's fast, he must be pretty confident in his speed. A voice noted, a hint of awe entering the tone. I'm going to be at a disadvantage if I try to get close to him. Creating distance is my specialty, and so is long-ranged attacks. A magic arrow? TCH, are you a ranger type? Fine. So you're saying you don't want to make this one-on-one? Right. I guess we'll need to wait until Hoshino deals with that guy first. A new voice offered an assessment of the environment. The training facility has been built and fortified using the greatest magic gems out there. Your average hunters wouldn't have been able to make a dent in this room, but these guys were able to make quite a mess in a few seconds. Letting these young ones participate in this battle is quite regretful. Their opponent is the strongest hunter amongst all the S-rank hunters. They all need to be cautious. He won't just grab your arms. He will most likely limit your movement. Came another warning. What a cheap gimmick. Who said I'd be following the rules and only targeting the arms or the back? It's all about survival of the fittest. A sudden shift in the atmosphere was evident. I definitely felt a spike in power, but why did he back off? Did he get startled? Ugh, I got nervous again. So I guess I'm really not cut out to be a hunter. The disappointment was palpable in the tone. The observer offered an analysis of the situation. I believe his name was Kamamoto. I'm not sure if he's a genius in decision-making or if he's just he is not very aggressive. A new understanding emerged. Then the power from that time. Was I mistaken? So it seems. Goto wants to test our skill levels by using this guy. I hope he's prepared for what's to come. Then, if you're going to treat me like a test subject, just a little, I'll get a little bit serious, huh? His eyes changed. He's terrifying. I don't want to be here. You're way more of a cautious person than I thought. Shame. Your reawakening should have put you as one of the top amongst all the S-rank hunters. My God, they are all forces of nature. My fight from earlier is pretty much kids' play compared to these guys. That's not true, Hyente. It was pretty substantial as well. The focus shifted back to the arena. I guess it's my win when it comes down to strength, haha. I can't believe I got pushed to the ground. This is a first. Why? I can assume that this is my win, right? Who's next? A new challenge emerged. You guys think that facing me is easier than facing Chahane? You're looking down on me. A detailed analysis was offered. No, I can't seem to find any patterns. Why? I thought she would just be fast, but that's not the case at all. Chahane's nickname was the Dancer. She was given that nickname due to her nimble moves that were similar to dance moves as she quickly took down her opponents. But, due to her embarrassment, her guild leader had prohibited the use of that nickname. Because of this, not many know about it. Touch. I need to hurry and help Hunter Baek Yunho. I'm sure I can just leave those two alone. I'll take care of this girl instead. A sudden burst of power altered the dynamic of the fight. Huh? What was that just now? It looked like a Gatling gun. How many fists did she just send right there? 10? No, probably closer to 14. Being bombarded with that amount of fists in that short span of time, he won't be able to block that. Shoot, I went a little overboard. Kumamoto is agitated now. A warning was issued. When that guy gets agitated, his personality completely changes. He doesn't remember anything after the fight is over. It's not that his personality changes, he just loses all constraint. That personality of his isn't meant for competitions. It's possible that not only might he start disregarding the rules, but he might also take on his own teammates as well. At least he can handle B-rank gates on his own, but if he doesn't participate in subduing the A-rank gates, then there was no point in him reawakening as an S-rank hunter. If anyone on the Korean team is about to get seriously overwhelmed, then please stop him immediately. I'm only trying to test them. A decision was reached. If you think we need to stop him, it's probably best to stop him now. I don't think we can afford to even compensate them for the damage that's to come. The action was relentless. He's fast, a voice noted. It's just a competition, but your intensity is a little too much. I hope you don't mind me stepping in, you? The narrative shifted again. That's Hanakawa. Are you absolutely certain that man is a mage-type hunter? Yes, or well, that's what the official sources say. I think it's best if you find out for yourself instead. Hunter Choi, Han. I think it's best that we consider that the Korean team has concluded this competition. The final move was made. Okay, it seems Hunter Baek Yunho is down as well. If I had to be honest, the difference in our skill level was quite big. Even if I transformed, it wouldn't have made a difference. Mr. Hunter, there is a message that Goto-san wants to tell you. You said your name was Sung Jin-Woo, correct? Would it be all right if we had a one-on-one? You said your name was Sung Jin-Woo, correct? Would it be all right if we had a one-on-one fight? The challenge hung in the air, thick with anticipation. The aura that he is giving off, a voice noted. I can tell what he is getting at. even without a translator. So he wants to see for himself how strong I am. Another voice chimed in, I'm not sure what his true intentions are, but it's not a bad chance for me to test out how much stronger I got from the demon castle. A moment of quiet reflection followed. He's smiling at me. Am I getting a challenge from Goto-san? Hunter Sung Jin-Woo has accepted your challenge, came the relay. However, he said under one condition. A question arose. What is it he said? He will only engage if Goto-san fights at his full strength. Disbelief colored the tone. Is this kid being serious right now? Huh? What's going on right now? Interesting, another voice said. Since we have our S-rank healer, Shimizu, nobody will get seriously impacted. Fine by me. Shimizu, make sure to take care of the discomfort, and that one as well. So, he's the infamous Tint Hunter. I can tell he's quite strong. I can't believe he's having a match with Goto Ryuji. Will everything be okay? But he was able to handle an A-rank dungeon boss and 100 high orcs by himself. Are you doing all right despite being around all of these hunters? Came a concerned question. Well, it's not like I can just cover my nose all the time, came the reply. When we get to Jeju Island also, you said you were an acquaintance of Sung Jin-Woo. That's correct. Then shouldn't you be stopping this match? I mean, that would be the normal response. Since he is that go-to, then why aren't you? My reasoning is the same as yours. Don't you strangely get excited for this match? If Sung Jin-Woo is someone who has the power to continuously get stronger, then it's possible that he's even stronger than the last time I met him, alright? Then, let's get started. The challenge was accepted, and the action began. He attacked before I even finished talking, came the surprise statement. Did I miss you telling me he's a mage-type hunter? Bullshit. Those nimble and soundless moves. Even if you can mislead everyone else, you still can't mislead me. I will reveal more secrets from you. This won't end until I reveal everything that you are hiding. He's definitely different from the other S-rank hunters. He's extremely strong. But his attacks are something that I can't avoid. You're smiling again. Shouldn't we be stopping this match? Another voice interjected. It seems Goto-san is planning to take this match seriously, came the reply. Those are some substantial attacks, but they are nearly too fast for me to track with my eyes. But Hunter Sung Jin-Woo is holding on pretty well. There aren't many who can dodge that many blows thrown from the best hunter of Japan. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo isn't holding on. Even amongst the unending attacks released by Goto, he's continuously taunting him to throw even more. Something interesting happened while I went for a smoke break, a voice observed. You can dodge even this? Was that by luck? If I don't use my full strength, it seems I might not be able to control this match. I'll change my mind. I'll just... Warning, a voice interrupted. You sense someone with immense intensity in close proximity. Intensity. The action continued with mounting tension. If I mess around for too long, I'll get that emergency quest, like the time I challenged Hwang Dong-suk and Ken Tai-sik. If I was any slower, then I would have been impacted there. What is this insane strength? He could have also grabbed my wrist, but he chose to grab my hand instead. You think you can play around with me? I'm not sure what you are saying right now, but the match is over if I grabbed your wrist. Even you wouldn't want to end our match this way, right? Let's stop this match now, a voice declared, a touch of urgency present. That person is the one who has to lead the Japanese hunters in a few days. We won't be able to take responsibility if he gets affected here. Since this fight is getting out of hand, let us end our practice match for the day. Oh, okay. Am I interfering when I shouldn't? No, it's fine, ho-ho. Not only were you able to hold your ground against that Goto, but you were able to leave a scratch on his cheek as well. You're quite an interesting fellow, aho. Your body is quite hard. What an incredible physique you have. My guild is full of magic users that we are lacking pretty heavily on physical fighters. Young Master Sung, if you don't have a guild, why don't you come join ours? Master Ma, Sung Jin-Woo is a mage-type hunter. Huh, I went a little overboard, a voice acknowledged. I now know the strength of all the hunters here. Also, I was able to find out something. Go Gun-hee, Choi Jong-in, Cha Hain, Baek Yun-ho, and Goto Ryuji, even though they are S-rank hunters, they weren't able to detect my soldiers that were hidden inside the shadows. I'm surprised that even Goto Ryuji wasn't able to sense anything. Committee Leader Go Gun yes. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, you asked about whether or not I will participate in the raid on Jeju Island, correct? The narrative paused, poised on the brink of a critical decision. Goto-san, is it really possible to be double awakened and to have limitless growth? A voice pondered, a mix of curiosity and ambition in its tone. I wonder how much he's worth trying to recruit. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo is elusive, however there are multiple ways to connect with him. It's time to initiate Plan B. The speaker's intentions were clear, even if the details remained hidden. The scene shifted to preparations for a major operation. A list of people for the Jeju Island raid. 4 days after, the speaker's tone was laced with anticipation. Where is Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? A new voice asked, a note of impatience present. Tsukamoto-san, came a reply, the voice smooth and reassuring. There are other strong hunters in South Korea. A brief pause then, but they would still be more restrained than you. Tsukamoto Razor, S-rank Draw Sword Guild, Sub-Guild Master? Huh? I wouldn't be so sure about that. And that hunter's name is Sung Jin-Woo. He's a hunter who recently reawakened and became an S-rank in Korea. Strange. The speaker paused again. His name is not on the list. Disbelief entered the tone. Huh, what do you mean his name is not on the list? Ah, my apologies. I must have misspoken. I looked at the list of the South Korean hunters that will attend the raid. Choi Jong-in, Ma Dong-wook, Baek Yoon-ho, Cha Hae-in, and Taekyu, and Min Byung-gu. These 6 people will attend the raid 4 days later. A sense of unease was building. No way. There's no way Chief Go Gun he would leave out a skilled S-rank hunter in this raid. The speaker's voice was laced with skepticism. Well, no matter, there are already 16 S-rank hunters attending this raid. There shouldn't be any problem. I was overthinking things. I'll contact you during the raid. All right, Hamilton. Big knockdown. We must neutralize this island. There is no food. Children are distressed. There is no more food for our kingdom's citizens. This cannot go on. I need stronger soldiers. I need the ultimate soldiers to lead my people. For the kingdom, we will make them fear us. We will make them fear us. We must become stronger. The words were spoken with a mix of desperation and zeal. The scene shifted again, this time to a personal space. It became a mess while I was in the demon castle. Shahia, it has been a long time. Let's clean it up together, shall we? This house is rather old now, isn't it? A voice remarked. There are stains everywhere around the house. We've lived here ever since we were babies, so it makes sense. A moment's pause, then, hey, Jin-Woo, maybe while I was asleep, did you hear anything about your past? Nothing. If I told her that I was being a hunter just like that, what would Mother say? Even though I made enough money that normal people would never dream about, Mom is still looking for Dad. In case Father comes here by chance, in this family. No, Mom needs me. The focus shifted back to the upcoming raid. The Jeju Island raid, the raid at which the ants are evolving, is terrifying. Mutants being born and taking over their predecessors. That's what we call evolution. What you are seeing right now is the ants in the first and the second raid. When it first appeared, it crawled on the ground. If you look at it from the outside, it just looks like a massive ant. However, this image was taken during the third raid. The ants are like humans and are able to walk on 2 legs and have a smaller head, meaning that they are more agile. They were able to use the 4 extra limbs like hands. This change happened in just 2 years, and this is the most recent, where it caused chaos in Japan, where it looks even more like a human and has wings on their back. That thing is able to fly. Yes, as you say. That's one of the reasons why the Korean hunters have joined this fight. A normal hunter would want to run away, even if he had all his limbs. However, there are hunters who joined, even though they had previously quit the hunter's life. But why isn't the hunter Sung Jin-Woo in the list of the hunters that will go to the raid? Would he even go anywhere just because he became an S-rank once? An E-rank, always an E-rank. I bet he ran away with his pants wet. Even the previously retired Min Byung-gu joined. But Sung Jin-Woo, would he even want to do it even if he was an S-rank? I bet he was embarrassed. I don't care about hate comments of people, but I wonder how will Jin react. Ah, isn't that person Hunter Sung Jin-Woo? Hi, young Min. It's me, Eugene Ho. Ah, Jin Ho. Are you still living in a motel? Nope, I just got a new place recently. I contacted Mother, and she gave me this place. Ah, hi Young. I put something in the office. Would you like to see it? Office? We need an office if we want to make a guild. How is it? Home? I chose a place not too far from your home. Isn't it too large for the two of us? What do you mean, guild master? Sub-guild master, and our employee. We need 3 people to make a guild. Kian Min? Then we need to hire 1 more person. There is a hunter I know that will fill the place. Me? Ah, there was a person who wanted to meet you. Who is it? He was a foreigner who spoke English, and he said to contact him as soon as possible as he stays until September 17th. A foreigner who speaks English. Who is it? Oh, wait. The scene shifted again, becoming more ominous. What happened, Hi? I'm Nan. I need to visit home. If you make a noise, you know what I will do. You know how many people have been impacted here, right? I'll please. That's why I like this neighborhood. Yeah, I also like this neighborhood. I'm just curious. Why are you doing this? Why are you going to give me a lecture? Reason? Well, if I had one, because it's fun. It's so different when I see someone weaker than me. I just want to understand. A pause then, but once you do it, it's hard to go back to a normal life. Ah, I hope I can get back home before it gets too dark. The tone was almost whimsical, yet laced with underlying threat. Turn yourself in before midnight if you want to live. Eliminate him if he doesn't turn himself in before 12 a.m. I hope you don't experience any difficulties before that time. A sense of dread filled the air. Tomorrow is finally the day Jeju Island raid starts. The narrative shifted the next day. The helicopter that held the hunters flew to Jeju Island. A final comment closed the scene. That moment, that feeling was strange. I guess I really did become too sensitive. Coast of China, coast of Taiwan, near the coast of Jeju Island, a voice stated, its tone calm yet authoritative. 2 KDX, 1 destroyers, 2 KDX, 4 destroyers, 4 DTH, 975 destroyers, 1 DTH, 971 destroyer, and 12 frigates were all deployed near the north side of Jeju Island. The meticulous details conveyed a sense of both scale and impending confrontation. Another voice, tinged with apprehension, broke through the calm. Steel your nerves. If you don't, the ants can most likely sense your fear and will seek you out first. A note of warning accompanied the statement. Hey Nim, will this even apply to us? Came the doubtful reply. You never know, Inte, the first voice responded. Besides, it's our style to always be prepared for any given situation. We'll make sure to control any ants that fly towards us. The speaker's confidence was palpable. Ah, as expected of our Heian. Another voice chimed in, laced with admiration. I, young Yunte, shall follow wherever you go. Then I'll leave the rear defense to you guys, came another response, a tone of resignation evident. What else am I supposed to do? People who are in charge of defense are people who are on standby. There's probably nothing for me to do today. Well, since everyone from the guild is here, as the vice guild master, you can have everyone do some combat training. A new voice, laced with skepticism, responded. And how am I supposed to do that? I'm only the vice guild master by name. The guild was only able to get this big thanks to you. You were the one who took care of the inner and outer workings of the guild as well. Since I'm pretty lousy at management in the first place, I know it's a bit over the top if I say it, but please return back home safely, Fame. A change in perspective emerged. Huh? What are you thinking? Why would you put Min Byung-gu there? It's possible the ants could target that spot, so put him to the rear as much as possible. Do you not know how much that kid is worth? What? It's too late to change where he goes, then tell him to hide and stay hidden as much as possible. Another voice chimed in. The scene shifted to preparations. Meanwhile, hunters from each guild were requested by the Hunter Association to prepare themselves towards the south of Korea. Good. I can earn some merit here, Reapers. A note of anticipation was evident in the tone. The speaker continued. That was because even if the raid was successful, they did not want any surviving ants to infiltrate and overwhelm the mainland hunters. Each defense force consisted of a B-rank hunter who will lead 3 C-rank hunters and 10+ D-rank hunters. White Tiger's force brought you here. B-rank Song Kale, C-rank. They were retired hunters and even those who received awakenings but decided not to become a hunter, and in total there were 5,000 of them. They were only a tenth of all the people who had an awakened ability in the entire country. The scene shifted again. I'm the cameraman from the official Hunters Reporting Center. Just like the name implies, I'm someone who specializes in filming hunters. This raid will be broadcast live on TV. You also won't have to worry too much about errors, since the broadcast will have a 10-minute delay. The editing team can cut those parts out, for why I can't believe a cameraman is deployed to a dangerous place like this. What is Chairman Go Gun-hee thinking? A new voice offered a reply. Well, it's our duty to protect people as hunters, but you know, Mr. Cameraman, you need to understand that your life is in your own hands. Yep, don't worry about it. I may look like this, but I'm an A-rank hunter. Some hunters may have their hunter's license, but end up finding that they are not suited for running raids and instead choose to find a different purpose in life. The cameraman with the A-rank hunter's license was one of those people. Being a hunter is my side job. This won't be the first time that I'm filming something from dangerous circumstances. I've gotten into many challenging situations when I was filming in dungeons, although no situation can probably compare to the place we are going right now. Don't be too troubled, came a reassuring voice. The reason why the chairman of the Hunters Association even allowed you to come to this place was because he is certain his plan will succeed. Thank you for your reassurance. No worries, this will most likely be the first time normal people can watch an S-rank raid, as well as their last time. On top of all that, after the third failure, people have been wanting retribution on Jeju. Let's make sure to accomplish that this time. More specifically, if we were to be overwhelmed this time, it might signal the end of Korea. People are in dire need of a hero right now. However, I'm surprised you even came, Min Byung-gu. It's because I know that you will most likely be the first one to feel the pressure if I wasn't there to help you recover. You're the type to just rush in headfirst. Yo, why the hell would I just run in headfirst? The focus shifted to a new development. Guild Master Bark, have you got in contact with Sung Jin-Woo, 10th? No. But why do you ask? It's nothing. It's finally going to start. The scene shifted to the island itself. Is this the upper district of Jeju? It's no different from a ghost town. These carcasses, did they start to engage with each other? There must be a predator amongst them. This is Alpha. Respond in order. Bravo over Omicron. Charlie over D. Delta over everyone. Release it now. The orders were given with a sense of authority. The attack began with a surge of raw power. What an enormous magical energy, a voice noted. A mix of awe and apprehension in its tone. The Japanese must have started their attack. Allow me to take care of them, came another declaration. A mix of confidence and anticipation. No, it's really not that impressive, a voice noted. The speaker's analysis clinical. That amount of flames will do nothing to them. The helicopter may shake quite a bit, so make sure to hold on tight. The ants have evolved quite a bit. They are much different from last time. They seem to have a similar resistance to the ones in A-rank dungeons. I have to make sure to focus quite a bit on my flames. I will first scope out how strong these guys are. Wait a second. Master Choi. Will Master Choi be okay? I'm sure he'll be fine. After all, his magic thrives the most when he has to face more than one opponent. This will be my first time in a while since I've last engaged with ants. Back when I was a kid, I would use a lighter to impact you. Every time I did this, they would make these loud noises. Now, the only noises I hear are loud explosions. It's safe for you guys to come down now. Haha. The plan we are following right now can become much like our previous attempts. We could end up stranded inside the ants' tunnels and perish. The Japanese hunters can only pull their attention for about 1 hour. Within that time frame, we must go and eliminate the queen to keep it short. Just be prepared for anything. If it's us, there won't be any issue. Let's get going. Japanese, commence operation. A voice declared, the tone sharp and decisive. Initiate interference wave. Transmission interference wave. Initiate activated. The speaker's words were crisp and efficient, each order executed with precision. A different voice, laced with a touch of confidence, added, with this, the ants should not be able to receive the queen's call for help. Yo, Kumamoto, get her, came a directive, a mixture of command and anticipation in the tone. You better get used to this, or you're gonna get impacted. The scene shifted to another group. Team Bravo, at this rate, We might clear out all the ants even before the Korean team get around to dealing with the queen. A sense of playful competition filled the air. Playing hide and seek, possibly? Where did Kinjo go off to? I think he's adjusting the flight of the winged ants. The focus shifted once again. Team Charlie, goofing off like that, and he's not even a kid. Team Delta, there's some fireworks going off at the end of the cave. Must be that guy, Choi Jong-in, or something. A moment of consideration followed. Against my senses and his flames, I wonder what would happen if we had a contest of ability. Cold and then hot. I guess what else? So this is Buckrock, Dan, a voice said, its tone contemplative. I heard it was famous for its beauty. Now it's all transformed. Right now, it's just an ant hole and nothing else. Ordinarily, this would act as a flame prison that keeps your foes in. However, it now serves as a barrier that should prevent any ants below B rank from coming through. Let us proceed with our search for the cave entrance. A sudden jolt of apprehension filled the air. That was intense. The way in is a labyrinth. If we head in haphazardly, we'll end up coming back out the way we went in, similar to how my fireballs are, bouncing off. Which I think is that way. Then I suppose the correct path is the way we don't hear the sounds of explosions coming back. As expected of Choi Jong-in, he boosts your confidence just by being in the team. Let us venture forth. A status update was issued. Distance run so far, 10 kilometers. You have completed the 10-kilometer run. Strength, 219. Health, 200. Agility, 230. Intelligence, 250. Awareness, 200. AP, 0. Physical damage resistance, 46%. This neighborhood has always been pretty quiet, but there's absolutely no one out and about today. Perhaps the Jeju Island raid broadcast has started. The S-rank hunters from Korea and Japan. Hunters possessing power beyond a shadow of doubt. What use would it be for me to watch that? Even without me, with those powers, a raid against the ants, I'm sure the Jeju Island raid will succeed unless something truly unexpected happens. The scene shifted to the interior of the cave. With the exception of a couple of them, they are pretty much as we have anticipated. Haven't seen these guys before. Perhaps they are the Queen's bodyguards? They seem pretty weak for that, though their eyes have changed. That should make it more straightforward for us. I think it's an adaptation for working in the darkened interior of the cave. If these guys aren't the bodyguards, we should have an easy time managing them. You really think the Queen is here? They are here, hence so I doubt it. You know how it can be, the Queen abandoning and fleeing. Plus, this is an island. There's nowhere for them to go. I wonder if the feed is watchable, given how dark it is here. I guess the HQ would adjust that if needed. That's the hatchery. For the hatchery to be here, that must mean the Queen's chambers are nearby. Those ants must have been guarding the hatchery after all. I'll send them all up in flames. Hold on a second. There's a single, unhatched egg that's much larger than the rest of them. No way. Could it be that this isn't an egg? Just what crawled out of this thing? The speaker paused, then added, a bodyguard? But then all we have to do is to approach the Queen. Everything else is superfluous. I understand Min Byung-gu's reaction, over the top as it may be. How strange. Kinjo, look at you, man. Well, it was a little bit more intense than I had first anticipated. They came at me in formations, using some semblance of orders. I think I got about 30, but the attack got me in my shoulder and side. Want to heal it? It'll cost ya. Shimizu, stop being a pain and apply the healing already. But I want this one thing. You know, not money this time though. What then? You make more money than me anyway. You sure got a taste for money. Not good for a little kid like you. You know, don't waste time. We got more ants flying in. Tell me quickly, what do you want? A moment of anticipation was replaced by a change of focus. It's close. Be careful, a voice whispered. Ugh. The tension rose, the narrative poised on the edge of a new, more dangerous phase. So, these guys are the Queen's personal bodyguards, a voice stated, its tone assessing and analytical. Each one is at least S-rank. However, a monster is a monster. Their movements are simple and predictable, unlike hunters who utilize various tactics. The action commenced, the hunters engaging their powerful opponents. These ants are quite durable, more than I would have thought possible. The bodyguards are different from the normal ants, but it's fortunate there aren't as many of them. The assessment was clinical and focused. Please do not concern yourselves, a voice declared, a hint of pride in its tone. I'll provide support from the rear. At least you're not acting hesitant. You and him shouldn't be moving like new recruits either. The focus shifted to the ongoing engagement. You didn't forget, did you? These guys, they can operate for a while, even after getting their heads impacted. Ah yeah, sure. I'd rather you finish them cleanly so they can't be a problem to us anymore. The speaker's voice was laced with a touch of impatience. We haven't even reached the Queen's chambers, but we've already encountered the bodyguards, a voice noted, the tone thoughtful. On top of that, they are the third Jin we dealt with before. I'm only speculating, but I think the first Jin ants have been completely supplanted by the bodyguards from here. We might be in the thick of the second Jin guard ants. A moment of contemplation followed, then, in that case, we better properly prepare ourselves. A surge of power filled the air. My body is boiling over with power. This is well beyond the conventional buff. I feel like I could handle a whole army. How about we each take on 10 at a time? A different perspective was offered. I'm rated A rank in combat power. At least I'll take on 1 or 2. If you want to leave a couple for me. You think I'm crazy enough to rely on a healer for combat? You are contributing enough with buffs, so just enjoy the show from the rear. The scene shifted. We're being sent to check up on Team Charlie since they fell out of contact. What the hell are they up to anyway? Hey, slow down, about here. I guess signs of combat. I don't think they'd have any trouble with the ants. Where the hell did they go? The speaker's tone was laced with confusion. A disturbing discovery was made. Fujishima's glasses, a new layer of unease, entered the narrative. It can't be, no, impossible, a voice whispered, filled with disbelief. Look, Kay, what's wrong? What the hell is this? Stench? This unbearable odor. I've never experienced this before. The narrative shifted back to the primary group. Damn it, we've engaged too long. No, I think we've done rather well. Finishing this number of ants in less than 5 minutes. Amazing. Yuntae, you literally gave us wings even in that short amount of time. I think she handled more than twice the amount that I have, so far. We've spent 15 minutes. We'll probably be faster on our way back. So, estimating with some room, I'd say we've got about 30 minutes. The real important part is how we conclude this. This odor, and no, I think it's the Queen. And she's with the bodyguards, it seems. Ask out and confirm. The instructions were precise. That's the Queen. The Queen's to the rear. 8 bodyguards in front. The bodyguards are all at about S-rank level, but with the strength of this party, they can handle them and give me some time to engage the Queen. Hunter Cha, I've got the Queen. Can you take care of the bodyguards? A reply came quickly. Leave them to me. I've always practiced moderation, but at least for today, I feel it'd be a waste to not utilize my full power. I'll cover your rear. Don't worry. No need to save my strength. It doesn't matter how. I might appear if I can neutralize all of these bugs. A final observation was made. That's Hunter Beck, a magical beast transformation. Active. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. The narrative poised on the brink of a perilous battle. Hunter Cha, I'm counting on you. The voice crackled through the comms, heavy with expectation. Tension hung thick in the air, the weight of the mission pressing down on everyone. A concussive taunt echoed in the chamber, a challenge hurled by the monstrous insects surrounding them. They are lining up for her, a strained voice reported. The Queen Ant, the target, was surrounded by a phalanx of armored protectors. Until the bodyguards are down, I'll keep the Queen occupied. The words were calm, but the undercurrent of danger was undeniable. A voice, low and confident, replied, I'll be your huckleberry. A classic line, a movie moment in the face of dire straits. A beat of silence, then, let it begin. The operation was underway. The view screens flickered, displaying a massive live feed. We've got over 80% viewership right now, a voice announced, a mix of urgency and professional detachment evident. Get closer for a better view. The operators were focused, desperate for every detail. Over 80% viewership. If we could just get a little more. The stakes were astronomical. There is an S-ranked beast in here, a grim voice stated, the implication terrifying. The camera shifted, revealing the scale of the threat. You know, no one else is responsible for your life, but you, right? A question hung in the air, a reminder of individual responsibility within this chaotic fray. If you understand, stay behind me. The group's leader set a clear boundary, ensuring some level of protection. This is where it really starts, another voice whispered, a chill running down its spine. It must be a complete lie that a healer is weak in combat. On the screens, someone who was not a frontline fighter fought with surprising skill. He's doing better at it than I would, even though I'm in A rank, a hunter muttered, shock lacing their tone. Do you plan to watch that hunter show coming on today? A voice cut through the room, light and unaffected. Not interested. A dismissive answer. Don't be like that. The TV said earlier that we can finally overcome those creatures this time. Hope was the only weapon some had. That's what they always say, came the jaded reply. Not interested. They are doing it to avenge our only son, you know, the voice pleaded, thick with grief. I know, this tears at our hearts, but we have to watch. A different kind of tension permeated the broadcast, personal pain. Our proud and courageous hunters of the Great Republic of Korea have taken the first step in the Queen Ant raid. The words came from the commentators, trying to imbue hope. Here we are, in the inner sanctum of the Queen Ant. The camera zoomed in on a monster, its insectal form unlike anything ever encountered. Madam UK is managing well, but looks like the other hunters must eliminate the bodyguards fast. The bodyguards fell, one by one, and a collective breath caught. Oh my goodness, people are losing their minds. The mood was euphoric. We now have 3 left. 2 more, and we can take down the Queen. The narrative was picking up speed, and we are on the cusp of successfully completing this raid. The formidable bodyguards have all been defeated. The commentators went wild. You gotta get it done by the 4th time, a commentator shouted, adding that it's only proper. All that's left now is the Queen. Overcome the Queen, and the ants will be defeated. Hope surged through the watchers. It was coming to an end. Director, we have exceeded 85% viewership with this week, a voice announced. The Great Republic of Korea have but moments to go before we join the illustrious group of the United States, China, Russia, and France as another country that has cleared an S-rank gate. A sudden, heart-stopping shift. Push everyone. Kiak, do not falter. The air hung heavy. A queen without her bodyguards is just an empty husk. The battle seemed to be won. But then, a voice, filled with disbelief. If you're gonna target anyone, you should have targeted me. The tide was turning. I'm not gonna let you get to our healer that easily. The tension was palpable as a hunter made a stand. Everyone, back up. The screen flickered as the hunters fell back. The commentator spoke. The Queen is done. I could tell from my long years of experience. But a shiver ran through them all. The Queen's near gone already. Victory seemed within our grasp. Then came the shift. What's this? The last roar? A chilling realization set in. This feels different. She's calling for something, the ants. The threat was not over. The ants are heading back to the nest. The interference wave is no longer having an effect. The situation was spiraling. What is going on over there? Is it over? Did we just become the 7th team to clear an S-ranked gate? A brief glimmer of hope. No, wait. I'm detecting something in the air. The ants are heading back this way. Panic crept in. We have to get out now. You're telling me that the Japanese hunters couldn't keep them back? The news was dreadful. What? We should still have time. The team was scrambling. I don't have all the facts. The association is looking into it. The fire barrier I had placed around the nest has been breached. A collective dread settled on the observers. You mean impossible? The chilling reveal. This power is from a single beast. The world watched as terror unfolded once again. This about? The voice trailed off, the question hanging in the tense air. The speaker was referring to something unseen, a looming threat that dominated their thoughts. Then came the explanation. It's because of my protective skill, called camouflage. A strategic advantage, carefully deployed. It allows me to lay low and hide my presence completely. This ability came at a price, although, in order for the skill to be effective, I'm not able to move, but for a healer, it's a fine trade-off. The speaker, a healer, accepted the vulnerability in exchange for their safety. That sinister strength came from that one, someone remarked, indicating a specific, powerful foe. The mention of strength sent a shiver through everyone. And just now, they continued. the thing that suddenly appeared before their eyes. A chilling detail, SFX step. It was an entity that could strike fear with just the sound of its footsteps. The phrase hung there, conjuring a sense of dread. SFX step, they repeated, the name a mantra of terror. We don't have time to be standing around like this. The urgency in the voice was palpable. We need to hurry and confront that thing first. A sense of immediate, impending danger was building. SFX step, step. The ominous sound echoed, a heavy rhythm that marked the unseen creature's approach. It just walked right past us, someone whispered, a mix of relief and terror coloring their tone. It was as though they had been ignored, overlooked. However, it still caused discomfort amongst the group. A beat passed and then, a resolute declaration, Hunter CHA. The hunter was preparing for something. Then the sound of blades cutting through the air, SFX slash. If I'm at this distance, I won't be able to miss my shot. The hunter was focused, confident. I'd even stop that, they added, the words implying a challenge. The focus was not on an attack, but on containment. Even if you rip my hands off, came another determined voice. This person wasn't backing down. As long as I have Hunter Minute by MGU, it won't be an issue. Their resolve was strengthened by their ally. It's because of my protective skill called camouflage, the first speaker reiterated, a reminder of their strategy. It allows me to lay low and hide my presence completely. The healer was emphasizing their method again. Although, in order for the skill to be effective, I'm not able to move, but for a healer, it's a fine trade-off. Even if you want to eliminate me, you don't know my whereabouts. They were speaking with conviction. As long as my team has my heals, they won't be easily defeated. Their strength lay in their support role. The tension rose as the action continued. My camouflage skill is active, the healer stated, reassuring everyone. So, it shouldn't know where I am. Unless, a beat of silence, then, by MGU. The last words carried a weight of uncertainty. What did they mean? Was this a sign of something going terribly wrong? The narrative paused on this cliffhanger, leaving the listener with a sense of foreboding. The threat was real, and it was closing in. It was not a matter of if, but when, the group would have to face this looming threat. Minute Young Gu, a voice called out, a hint of urgency in its tone. Then, another name, Hyung Run, spoken with a similar sense of concern. The scene was set, the names marking the presence of individuals caught in a dangerous situation. The same voice called again, Young Run. The concern turning to panic. Run, you. The rest of the words were a desperate cry before the speaker was cut off. The monster has absorbed him through the body. The words were spoken with shock, a horrific revelation. You are weak. We have lost our queen. Accusations were thrown as they tried to figure out the best course of action. The life of your lowly conscript doesn't balance the equation. The words were cold, calculating. Then, a question that cut through the chaos. Who is your king? A beat of silence, then, a voice declared, outside. He is outside, a strong presence. Someone else coughed, puke, cough, outside. Then, came the frantic concern. Did Goto Ryuji? This is not the time. We must escape this place before he returns. The desperation was palpable, a race against time. God damn it. The ants. The frustration and helplessness of the situation was being felt. This is strange, another voice spoke, confusion lacing the words. Neither Team Charlie or Team Delta is responding. Perhaps this is related to the interference wave issue. They are certainly within the transmission distance. A technical explanation, but the implication was terrifying. Communication had failed, and teams were lost. Team Bravo, check in. Bravo checking in. The responses were inconsistent. No, I can only contact Team Alpha. You can't contact Team Charlie or Team Delta either? They were questioning the situation. Should we go check it out? The idea was considered, weighing the pros and cons. We are headed that way. You finish up there and move to the extraction point. Orders were given. The mission was continuing, despite the issues. Understood. Got something else? More complications, more problems. BP, go to it. It's me, yes. A new conversation cut through, revealing a different angle to the situation. Chairman Matsumoto, off the coast of China. They sure got a big thing brewing in Korea. The scope of the events was far-reaching, affecting more than just their team. Be that as it may, I doubt the ants can fly all the way over to China. A dismissive tone, a need to stay focused on the immediate threat. HMP, but seeing how invested Japan is in all this, Goto Ryuji must be desperate to be a national-class hunter. A veiled jab, the underlying tensions of the geopolitical situation coming through. All the national-class hunters have cleared an S-ranked gate. As accomplished as Goto Ryuji is, he has never cleared an S-ranked gate. The observation was pointed, highlighting a gap in their rival's reputation. I don't quite understand. I wonder, though. It's nothing, but from what I can see, this seems too much of a convenient excuse. A sense of doubt started to arise. Whatever, Goto Ryuji is nowhere close to that goal. The disbelief was spreading. You think so? Well, if you had taken but one look at Ryu's Kong, you'd know too. A rival was mentioned with high praise. Captain Ryu's Kong surely made a fan out of you. A light chuckle, you could say that. The moment was a brief moment of levity. At any rate, I think this raid is sure to come back to bite someone in the ass. The radio crackled to life. Go to. Respond? Urgency crept into the tone. Is there a problem? We have fatalities. The word hit hard, a confirmation of the worst fears. What a needless loss. I thought we elected to the strategy to avoid that possibility. The shock was palpable. You are correct, they were weak. It's nothing to be concerned about. Strict is always a win as long as we have you. No real loss for having a couple of them die off. The speaker's coldness was a sharp contrast to the previous grief. Yes, the Korean team is facing the Queen right now. The update was grim. Yes, they are, but following the satellite malfunction, it looks like the ants have swarmed back to the Queen. The situation had evolved again. It's something new to think about, but so far, hasn't seemed to have caused any big issues. The situation was being downplayed, but the tension was still present. Your assessment on the Korean team's chance to return alive? From what I've seen of our competition, with the sum power of the hunters participating, it would be 0%. It was a blunt declaration, crushing any hope of rescue. We, the team of Japan, have done everything we could. But with Team Korea's annihilation, we must regretfully retreat. Goto's national class challenge unfortunately falls short. The words were carefully constructed. The perfect headline, but the ultimate goal, total elimination of Korea's S-rank hunters, is a success. Everyone, pull back. An order, sharp and clear. Understood. We are pulling back. Yes, we'll recover the bodies at a later date. The retreat was organized, calculated, but felt rushed. Then a warning, Ishida, this is no ordinary. A new threat was presenting itself, and I'll take over from here. Minoru, you join up with Team Bravo right now, but with enemies this strong, you'll just get in the way, and to what a sharp presence. A mysterious figure was emerging. Are you the king? The question, the answer, a monster, and no less is talking a king. Yes, I am the king. Kiki. The declaration was defiant, full of confidence. What's this magical power? A new factor was introduced. This power. I have felt this before. When was it? A feeling of recognition, tinged with worry. Then, President Choi, can you turn up the heat? The request, desperate. If I did, we'll use up what little oxygen we have left. Everyone has received critical injuries. The group was weakened, their resources dwindling. BMGU did what little he could, but no way any of us is anywhere near normal. At least, Choi Zongin has enough for this last gamble with his flames. Hope rested on one final act. This is as far as we can go, a defeated final stand. Then, a chilling question. What is this, Black Warrior? The unknown approached.